Good morning, beautiful. Hi, I'm Jordan James, and this is Good Deeds Buffalo. I want to thank the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York for sponsoring this episode and allowing me the opportunity to take the time to give back and highlight the good deeds of the city of good neighbors that often go unnoticed. On Good Deeds Buffalo, the Western New York community will nominate someone for their good deed. This person would be involved in the community and oftentimes are a beacon of hope and kindness. And by merit, I will select someone to showcase and thank. Enjoy the show. On the last episode of Good Deeds Buffalo, we visited the first semi-annual Gay Alliance blood drive that took place at the American Red Cross Western New York chapter. We spoke with a blood donor who shared what inspires them to donate life-saving blood. We spoke with a father who shared the importance of blood transfusions. And I caught up with Hannah Malik to discuss other ways you can help. To watch that episode or to learn how you can help, head over to gooddeedsbuffalo.tv. Now, on this episode of Good Deeds Buffalo, I will sit down with Joe and Toni Marie, the founders of Niente, to find out how their 2-page newsletter turned into a 40-page magazine with a goal to revisit and share their Italian culture with our community, and how it has actually helped them give back to many Western New Yorkers. Membership in the club is $40, which provides you 4 quarterly issues of the magazine, which is a publication of memorable stories and photos submitted by their subscribers that depict Italian heritage and bring the life of the experience of close-knit families, friends, and neighborhoods. And all their surplus money goes to their annual Christmas fund dedicated to the needy in our immediate community. Just to name a few instances, this past Thanksgiving, their club and its members donated Thanksgiving dinner for 195 families through local food pantries and churches by providing turkeys, hams, along with sweet potatoes, cranberry sauce, and brownie cake mix. And one of the many families they have helped over the last 18 years was Jenelise, who recently moved to Lackawanna with her 2 children. The only items in their apartment were a stove and fridge. They had nothing else but a few items and the clothes they brought with them from Puerto Rico. She obtained a job but could not afford to purchase furniture for their home. Thanks to their Christmas fund, they were able to provide beds, dressers, end tables, lamps, sofa, chairs, a dinette set, a nightstand, and tables. A very good start for a young family. Meet Joe and Toni and learn more about Niente when we return to Good Deeds Buffalo. Joining me in studio now is Joe and Toni Marie. Thank you guys for coming on the show.
Oh, you're very welcome.
So, what is Niente?
Well, Niente is an organization. We're a nonprofit organization, and originally started out 18 or so years ago with a newsletter. Okay. It was just a 2-page newsletter that was sent out once a month to just 20 or 25 of close friends that we were together. The name Niente in Italian means for nothing, and people always ask, well, why do you call it Niente? I mean, that means for nothing. Well, being together with my friends, we've been together for years, playing sports, basketball, baseball, and as we got older, we were playing golf together. One of our friends used to work a second job doing some type of construction work, painting, anything that people would need to have done to their home, he would do it. Unfortunately, when he would bid the job, it always cost him more than he bid the job for, so he was always losing money, and we would kid him around and say, hey, there goes Niente Construction. And that name kind of stuck, so when we would put together a little golf tournament, or get together, we would call it the Niente. The Niente group would get together. So the name kind of stuck to us. So when we started the newsletter, I called it the Niente. Well, that 2-page newsletter that started 18 years ago has developed into a professionally printed 40-page magazine dedicated to our Italian-American culture.
Right, so how did Niente become to be, and how? I mean, what was the driving force for you really diving into to create this magazine?
When we started it, the guys said, hey, why don't you do it again? I thought it was going to be a joke. I do it once and that was it. And so, okay, so the next month it became a 6-page newsletter. And then it was, send one to my brother. My brother in Florida would like to see this. Or send one to my dad. So that 20 or 25 then became 30, 35, 40. The guys would all put together, it was called a Sunshine Fund. We each would put in $25, and during the course of a year, we would use it to buy, someone was in the hospital, we would send flowers or candy or whatever. So they said, use that Sunshine Fund to cover the postage and printing and the paper, whatever you need to put the thing together. So I did that. And at the end of the year, whatever money was left over, we would donate to charity. So at the end of that first year, in 2005, we had about a couple $100 left in the kitty. So I called my wife. She was the principal of St. Margaret's School at the time, and I said, Tone, do you have anybody that could use some help for Christmas? He said, sure. We have a family they're not working, and you could probably use the money to buy something for the kids for Christmas. So we did. We gave her that $200. Well, since then, 18 years have gone by, and that we now have up to almost 600 subscribers throughout the country to receive that magazine. The money generated for that magazine we used to help the needy in our community. Then it was $200, and this past year was almost $44,000 that was used to help the needy.
That is just mind-blowing that you are able to help. So that's $44,000 you're able to help our local needy community. And you mentioned before with Niente, you actually take a different approach. You go into the home, you actually develop and you look to see what they need as a family, right?
Right.
Right. So how did you both meet, Ms. DeLeo?
Oh, that was like 56 years ago, almost 57 years ago. That's as long as we've been married, and we met at a dance, although he has a different version of how we met. He said that we met at my grandmother's house, but I don't remember him.
So you say a dance.
I say a dance.
Well, that sounds fun.
Well, I was friends with her uncle, and I met at a family function. I think it was around Christmas time. I was at the house, visited him, and she happened to be there. And she caught my eye, although she didn't catch my eye. But in any event, and then there happened to be a dance that following week that she was going to be at, and I talked to her uncle into going along with me. We went to that local dance.
Oh, okay.
And then it just took off from there.
That's wonderful. It's so wonderful to hear such a wonderful story and how you pursued it. And now you guys are honestly doing amazing things for Western New Yorkers. I'm really blown away by what you guys do. That's why I had to have you on the show. So how long has Niente been around?
Well, I said this will be the 18th year. Eventually, it started to get so big that we had to become a nonprofit organization, a corporation.
Yeah.
We had to actually file for it. I have to give all the credit to the members, the people that donate to our Christmas fund. That Sunshine Fund is now our Christmas fund. We just don't exclusively use it for Christmas. It's used throughout the year.
Right.
So it could be Christmas in July for a family here from Puerto Rico to get away from the hurricanes that they had to come here for a better life. We help them. It could be any time of the year.
So there's a lot of things that you kind of help with the Christmas fund. So, Ms. DeLeo, what are some other things that you guys help with the Christmas fund throughout the year?
Well, we work. We do baskets. We do for Thanksgiving, and we do that for Christmas also. And we fill it with hams and turkeys for Thanksgiving, and vegetables and little desserts. And same thing for Christmas. We do a ham, and I think we have like 350 people that we helped. They celebrated the Three Kings, so we were able to supply gloves and scarves for the children.
Wow.
So that was kind of a nice thing to do. I was very excited about that, helping those children.
In fact, Casmirio mentioned to me that you guys did that event, and that's so wonderful, a way to partner up with other community organizations who are sharing their heritage, right? Their love and their community with everybody. And when I met Kaz, one thing I noticed, and I'm starting to see time and time again in Western New York, we're so willing to support and to share our heritage with each other. We just kind of have to listen and open our eyes, you know?
Right.
Now, how can people support Niente?
Well, let me go back. You asked my wife. She's my partner with this. And we do this actually together. It's her and I. I say, Tone, there's a family. We need to take them shopping. So we bring the wife, the kids, whatever it could be. They could be here as it could be their first winter. In many cases, their first winter. We need to get them ready for clothes. So we go, and she just has a knack for the kids. I was talking to you earlier about we would give scholarships to children to go into a private school, and we would contact the local principals of the local Catholic grammar schools. It's say we want to give a $1,000 scholarship to someone who wants to go to a Catholic high school. Usually we started out, one year would be a boy, one year it would be a girl. As we got more money, we would give it to both a boy and a girl from each school. When I contacted Sister Gail at West Catholic Academy, she has, yes, I have 2 children here. I picked them up in the beginning of the year. They're twins. They're here from Uganda in Africa. And they're the brightest, the most respectful children that I've had in a long time. Great. We'll give them each a $1,000 scholarship to go to school. The one girl wanted to go to Nardens. The boy wanted to go to Canisius.
That is amazing. Wow.
And doing that, later on, we heard from the girl, because we wanted to get a commitment that they actually were going to go there. So once we knew they were going to go there, we wrote a check and sent it to the school in their name. But I didn't hear from the young man. So my wife and I, we drove over to Riverside. We knew the address, knocked on the door, and we met the family for the first time. Well, and we met them, and we went into the house, and we found that they didn't have anything in the home at all. They lacked a lot of things.
It was February. When we went in, it was freezing.
It was cold.
With no heat.
The water wasn't. We didn't have hot water. They were eating. They were eating sitting on the floor eating because they didn't have a table. But there was a box in the house, and in that box was a brand new table. But they didn't know that it was for them, and they didn't want to touch anything for fear that they were going to open up something that belonged to somebody else. And getting to meet this family, we became friendly with them. We bought furniture for their home. We bought them some tables, some couches. We got them a TV. We did all these basic things that we would like, we got for them. And we went back to visit them, and when we were there, there was another woman refugee that was cooking in their kitchen. And I asked the man in the house, I said, who's that lady in there? He says, well, she lives next door, and her stove is broke. She comes over here and cooks, and she brings it back to her house. And they have 6 children.
No, they had 8 kids.
Oh, they had 8 children. Okay, they had 8 children. So so I said, let's go visit them. So we walked over, and sure enough, I thought maybe I could do something to get that stove to work, and it wasn't working. I said, oh my God, they need a stove. And there was no English. The man, the father of the first house we were at, he spoke English, so he was our interpreter. So I look at the wife, and they didn't have any. They weren't dressed for the winter. So the woman is looking at my wife, and my wife says, "We got to find their sizes." She takes her coat off and gives it to the woman and says, "Try this on." It fit her perfectly. And she had a smile on her face.
She was smiling, she was hugging it, and
so
whatever.
she goes to take it off, and my wife says, "No, you keep it. That's for you."
Oh, wow. It's just such powerful stories, and I love that you guys, everybody deserves each thing that you are able to provide these families. A nice bed, a nice way to cook your food, a couch to sit on, a table to eat with your family. Everybody deserves those things.
In America,
and for you guys to go and give that to them is just so wonderful. So thank you. Now, when did you move to Buffalo?
Well, wait a minute. We're not finished with that story yet. So now you have 8 children here. We have to determine what type of clothes they need. There's a storm coming up. It's wintertime. It's cold. How are we going to do this? All right, so Tony says, do we have any papers, any kind of paper here and pencils? So we grabbed the paper and pencils. Each kid stand on the paper, trace the design of their feet on these papers, and we both ran to Kmart on Hurdle Avenue. We took these papers, matched them up to the templates they had on the floor, bought them boots, gloves, hats, whatever they needed for the winter, socks. Wow. And within 2 hours, we loaded our car up, and took it right back to the house and gave it to these children for warmth for the winter.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't have to tell you guys watching how amazing these two amazing people are for Western New York, and I just so thankful to have met you guys, to be able to learn and share your story. I'm so inspired, I really am, and I'm glad you took the time to share more of what your work you've done, because it is so important.
But it only can be done because of the support we receive from the people that love the magazine and share and share their wealth with us.
Right.
It's just not the magazine, it's the donors that send every year when they order. We never asked anybody for a nickel, I'll say that. But when they order the magazine, there's a little box there that says, would you like to donate to the Christmas fund? And they automatically do it on their own.
And it's Western New York.
Yeah.
It's a time again when I see Western New York really coming together for people in need. We truly are the city of good neighbors. Now, what's the best way to find more information about Niente?
You can, they can check our website. It's niente.org. Or you can Google it, and Google will take you right to the website. And there'll be buttons on there where they can see. It'll be about us, what we're about. And there'll be a section that'll say Christmas funds. And they can go back and they can plug in that button and can see what we've done from each Christmas from 2006 up to the present, and how much we spent and what we did.
Wonderful. Sounds great. Up next, we'll check out some good news and events in your hometown when Good Deeds Buffalo continues. Welcome back to Good Deeds Buffalo. I'm Jordan James. We're here today's guests, Joe and Toni Marie. We were just talking about their amazing work Niente does here in Western New York and how it all started. This is really my favorite part of the show because I get to give back to those who give without asking for anything in return. To start, I reached out to my friend Jessie from West Seneca, who is a 200-hour certified yoga teacher focusing on restorative and gentle yoga, and she loves what you both do for our community and what you continue to do for our community. She'd like to donate a personalized relaxation session for you and 4 friends, okay? She will focus on simple, movements to create space in your body, connect with your breaths, all while she quiets your mind. How does that sound?
That's wonderful.
Sounds great.
Wow.
Right? Isn't that awesome? So I also let my good friend Shell, the owner of Images by Shell, who recently opened her new studio in the Boulevard Mall, know about what you and Toni do for our community. And she'd like to donate a couples photo session for you to celebrate and highlight your love for each other.
Oh, that's really nice.
Wow,
That's great.
We're going.
Wow.
Keep going.
Right?
Whoa.
Now, Images by Shell is a full-service portrait studio offering in-studio and on-location photo shoots around the Western New York area. Shell specializes personalized photo sessions and creating art for your home or business. I would totally recommend her. Next up, I reached out to my friends at Certified Auto Brokers in Grand Island. They absolutely love what you guys are doing for Western New York, and they wanted to get on board, and they would like to offer you guys a year worth of oil changes on them. They want to take good care of you and make you feel like part of their family.
That's wonderful.
Great.
We never receive any gifts.
Right. Wow, that's
Wow,
great.
that's tremendous.
Thank you so much.
Now, because it's certified auto brokers, they're in a normal car dealership. You see, their mission is to provide customers with a buying experience that's extraordinary, a value that is impossible to beat, with a setting both online and in person that is second to none. Do you know someone you would like for me to highlight for their good deed on Good Deeds Buffalo? This person would be involved in the community and oftentimes are a beacon of hope and kindness. Head over to gooddeedsbuffalo.tv and fill out the quick and easy nomination form. If selected, we'll reach out to you for more information. Again, thank you guys so much for coming on the show, Joe and Toni. Now you can learn how to help Joe and Toni and their mission online at gooddeedsbuffalo.tv. I want to thank the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York and their underwriters, WBBZ-TV, for their support. And I want to thank our gift sponsors, Yoga with Jessie, Images by Shell, and Certified Auto Brokers. Until next time, I'm Jordan James, and this is Good Deeds Buffalo. Thanks for watching. Remember, hate is in the moment, love is forever.
The main reason a lot of this is because I was saying 100 years or so ago, it was our parents, our grandparents that came here, like any ethnic group, just not only Italians, but they came here to this country for a better life. They struggled in it, they didn't know the language, they didn't come in with a lot of, the only tools they had was they could work hard, and they came here because it was so bad from where they were before, to come here now for a better life. And so it's people like that that are coming now that want the same thing that our parents or grandparents had.
Yeah.